All right, so guys, we have another breaking news. We have a breaking news. It is approximately 10 p.m. Jamaican time, and it's the 28th of May, 2019. Sorry about that. We're coming to you in studio, live in a raw format. Martin Henry, and news breaking at this point is that popular journalist and columnist, as I should say, Martin Henry, passed away just now. The Jamaica Gleaner is breaking that, and we understand that Mr. Martin Henry was just recently on television on TVJ where he was eulogizing Mr. Edward Seaga. And you would all know already, or you know, will soon hear, if you weren't following this space, that former Prime Minister, the fifth Prime Minister of Jamaica, Mr. Edward Seaga, passed earlier today at 1 p.m. So Mr. Martin Henry who was a columnist for the Gleaner. He was invited to Television Jamaica where they were talking about the life of Mr. Edward Seaga. And we're understanding that immediately after coming off set, he developed some complications and was rushed to the hospital where he died. This is so unexpected for the Jamaica media fraternity. You can imagine this, that Mr. Henry went on national TV, talking about the life of the former Prime Minister who passed just today. So there he was talking about the life of someone that ended, and immediately after coming off set, he himself died. And a lot of persons, they have not gotten this news as yet, but of course, BOJTV Live, we strive on getting out the information very fast for you. So you're going to be hearing the social media spaces buzzing, if not tonight, but in the morning, as it relates to how tragic this was. And we're going to read for you what the Gleaner is saying. Gleaner columnist and university administrator Martin Henry has died suddenly. Henry collapsed moments, let's get that right. Henry collapsed moments after he left the studios of Television Jamaica's Primetime News, where he eulogized former Prime Minister Edward Seaga. He was rushed to the Medical Associates Hospital where he was pronounced dead. Henry, a Morant Bay High School graduate, was the Gleaner's longest serving columnist, writing commentary for the newspaper for more than 30 years. His passing has come as a shock to his colleagues. Henry was 61 years old and was the father of one son and two daughters. And as I said, it is a shocker for the media fraternity. Martin Henry is always on television. He's always called to give political advice, to sum up election polls, to comment on the night of election and when ballots are being counted. And he's so vocal on so many other issues, but this really comes at a shock. I would really want to hear, we're going to try to get some information as it relates to if he was acting sick on set. For those of you who are just joining us on the live, we are telling the viewers that columnist Martin Henry died suddenly after coming off an interview. So TVJ's newscast is at around about 7 Yeah, between 7 and 8 p.m. That's their newscast. And the headlines would have been about Mr. Edward Seaga, Jamaica's fifth prime minister who passed. And that basically dominated the news circles. And as usual, Martin Henry was called in to comment. And he was the one who eulogized, summed up the work of Philip George Seaga. And it is now a shocker to everybody that moments after coming off set, he himself is now dead. He himself is now dead. And a lot of speculations and talk will now take place as it relates to what could have happened. As I said before, persons they are going to want to find out if he was acting sick before. We don't know if he had any illnesses. We don't know if he was feeling ill earlier today. But I gather, well, I should say, I suspect that that information will come out very soon. You know, a lot of persons, as I said before, still they are not aware of this information as yet because it is breaking. We just got the information very hot. I think the only network that got it before us was the Gleaner. And we had the information sometime now, a few minutes now. But we really wanted to confirm what was happening. And while we were doing our investigations, the Gleaner confirmed it by posting on their website, and I just read that for you, so I can encourage persons who want to hear more. They can go over to the Gleaner and check that out for themselves. Sean Smith is now signing in, and you can go and check that. Sean, the Gleaner is breaking that as well. We are also confirming here at BOJTV that we got the information. When we heard it first, you know, we heard it in an anecdotal way. You know, persons, the source that came to us, you know, they were basically joking about it. You know, saying that Mr. Seaga has taken Henry with him and was joking about some of the things that he was saying about Mr. Edward Seaga during the eulogy that he gave while he was summing up his life on television Jamaica thus now. So we must be honest, when we first got the information, we were a little bit skeptical because as I said, we got it in a joking way to say that Martin Henry was pulled along with him by Mr. Seaga because of what he was saying on television Jamaica. So we heard it in a very comical way, so we didn't take it serious. And then we got a second call that Martin had passed just after coming off television Jamaica. So by then, the phone lines here in studio, it kept ringing and ringing and ringing and ringing, and that same information came in. And when we searched social media, we didn't in the first 5 minutes after receiving the first 3 phone calls, we did not we weren't able to confirm that from any other credible news media. And we got another call, and I don't want to say, you know, where that call from, but once we got that call, I don't want to say where that call came from, but once I got that call, I knew that it was more than credible. And as we were preparing to give you the live broadcast, we saw the Gleaner also putting it out. So I guess more information will come over the course of tonight into the morning, and of course we'll continue tracking that for you. So let's just read back the Gleaner story very quickly for those of you who are just joining. And it goes: Gleaner columnist and university administrator Martin Henry has died suddenly. Henry collapsed moments after he left the studio of television Jamaica's primetime news, where he eulogized former Prime Minister Edward Seaga. He was rushed to the Medical Associates Hospital, where he was pronounced dead. Henry, a Morant Bay high school graduate, was the Gleaner's longest serving columnist, writing commentary for the newspaper for more than 30 years. His passing, as I said before, has come as a shock to his colleagues and everybody in the media fraternity. Henry was 61 years old and was the father of one son and two daughters. So there you have it. Popular columnist Martin Henry is now dead. Minutes after eulogizing, outlining the work of the fifth Prime Minister of Jamaica, Edward Philip George Seaga'S. He was on air live on television Jamaica, and after coming off set, developed complication, was rushed to the hospital and is now dead. We can confirm. This is BOJTV Live.